Hi, everyone. Welcome to Crossing the Threshold with leadership coaches James Wilson Jr. and JC Fowler, a podcast for mission-driven leaders navigating what's next in life and leadership without losing what matters most.
All right, y'all, here we are.
Let's go.
JC Fowler here with my partner James Wilson Jr.
Yes. Let's do it.
Question to kick it off, brother. What is one sign for you that something is off in a team?
I think when the conversations that were meant for a meeting are held in the hallway. And it's the stuff that's going on in your head. It's the reasoning, it's the assumptions, it's the, oh, maybe they're doing this. That's when you know, I call that drift language. When that, oh, I'm the only one, or they should have told me about this. When that stuff started happening, yeah, definitely team is on the road to somewhere.
I like that. I think that's what,
How about you, man?
That's what I would have said. But I'm thinking a sign when something is off in the team for me is when the leader, the person with the authority in the group makes a decision and no one has any questions.
Yeah, man. That
I'm like
the silence.
I'm like, really?
Nobody cared, right?
Nothing. That's why not having spoken from experience.
Yeah.
And having been that leader before.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it feels good in the moment, right? Like it's like, oh man, I'm leading, I'm doing
man.
it. Everybody knows I'm the man.
What a great idea. That's totally it. That's it. All right, here's where we're going today.
That's good, man.
You can have good people around you and still feel like you're carrying the mission alone.
Yeah.
You can have meetings, roles, group chats, project boards, and even shared calendars, y'all, and still not have real teamwork.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, proximity is not teamwork. So when the workload is unclear and the worry is unnamed, teams struggle.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about why teams can feel heavy and what breaks down when the work and the worry stays hidden.
So let's pull on some of the thread that conversation of proximity is not teamwork. I think that's so important because just because people are in the same room doesn't mean they're carrying the same mission. Right? Like this is so critical because we just assume that because we're together, because we may have some meetings together and doing some things together that magically we got values, we got this, magically we're a team.
Yeah, we're a team now.
Right?
We're in the same room.
No, but that's not the case, right? I mean, I've been in the room with folks I've eaten dinner with, but we're not on the same team, right? So we have to actually think about the contrast between a working group and a team. A working group is really, it's easy to miss this, but a working group just gives updates. Hey, here's what's going on. Here's this, right? It's the leaders like, yep, I'm just going to tell you what's going on. But a real team makes commitments. Is everybody bought in on this? Are we actually moving this forward? A working group says, here's what I'm doing. A real team says, here's what we are carrying. Language, it's subtle, but the language, again, gives you so many. Go for it. We.
There's another sign. There's another sign.
There it is. That's
really
perfect,
good.
man.
That's good.
Yeah, the I and we stuff. I would say the last one is a working group protects their turf. It's territorial, where a real team shares weight. That's just so we know that we're carrying the mission together. Like the idea that this is mine, right? It's mine. It's like a little kid. But the idea is, as we grow and as we're a team, it's about we. It's ours.
Yeah, and don't you impede on mine. That's awesome. The analogy I love is. Are you a working group or are you a team? Or maybe a different way to think about it is, are you a golf team or a basketball team?
That's good, man.
Golf team goes out, gets all their own scores. And yeah, you add them up at the end and it's great. But we're going to celebrate the person that did the best. Not that performance shouldn't be rewarded, but golf team, kind of bunch of islands. Or a basketball team, even thinking about the Knicks, man. The Knicks winning the championship.
Yeah.
I'm not like a huge basketball guy. And they had some studs.
Yeah.
But they were a great team.
Dude, they
weren't the
outperformed.
all-star team.
That's
They
right.
didn't put together, the Mount Rushmore of basketball to figure it out. They had a bunch of guys that were hungry,
That's it.
humble, and smart. Anyway, that's a whole different podcast.
That's good, man.
But yeah, golf team versus basketball team. So give us I'm sure there's a bunch out there, but give us a definition of a team.
Yeah, I think a working definition for us is a team, a group of people not just working together, but sharing responsibility for the mission. We're sharing responsibility. So, some of the research is pointing back to teams, keep pointing back to clarity, structure, trust, shared responsibility. And what we understand is that good people are not enough if the team doesn't know what they're carrying together.
I think that's a critical point. Some of the nonprofits we worked with, it's like, you guys are really nice.
Yeah, good people, great mission.
Great values.
Yeah.
I mean, convicted people
Yeah,
laying
yeah,
down
yeah.
their life and like terrible at teamwork. Not because they're not nice.
Yep. Not because they're not good people.
Right.
Right. Or
Right.
it's not. So it's never, I don't think it's often because people are lazy. I don't think it's because people are not good people. I don't think it's because the mission is not important enough. I just think that we often don't realize what we're carrying together.
Right. And those people can even care about the same mission.
Yeah.
But that together piece is so good. I want to repeat that definition you said.
Go for it.
A group of people not just working together, but sharing responsibility for the mission. I think that's a great working definition.
Yep.
All right, so let's transition. We talked about from the top workload and worry, and so here's the main point. Every team essentially, and there's nuance to this, but every team essentially carries two kinds of weight.
Yeah.
What we'll call workload and worry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's workload. This should sound familiar. Workload is what needs to get done. We're talking tasks, deadlines, decisions, even the systems, maintaining the systems, the deliverables. That's the workload.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, people are typically way more comfortable talking about the workload.
Yeah, man.
But doesn't mean they always
Yeah.
do. So then there's worry, the second kind of weight. This is what people carry while trying to get it done. It's like the stuff underneath the stuff. The pressure,
Yep.
the fear, the uncertainty, the relational tension. Workload sounds like this. We need to launch this.
Yep.
We need to hit this deadline.
Yep.
We need to serve these people. We need to reach these people. We need to fix this system. We need to make this decision. We need to move this project along.
Yeah.
Workload.
Yeah.
Critical.
It's critical. It has to be done. Yep.
Worry sounds like this. I'm afraid this will fail. I don't know if we can get this done, if we have enough capacity.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only one thinking about this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
I can say this without being misunderstood. I don't know if we have the right people around this.
It's the drift language. Yep.
The key is, even if the workload is clear, this is why both of these are so essential.
Yeah.
Even if the workload is clear, but the worry remains hidden, teamwork breaks down.
Yeah.
And we become that golf team again.
Yeah.
And if you've had an experience on a team where you're like, oh yeah, no, we get the work, it's totally great, but we don't talk about anything else.
Yeah.
We never name the worry, the weight underneath it. There becomes a distance which breaks down trust, and you can't really create synergy if you aren't engaging with it all.
Yeah, no, that's real, man. I love that because it is just so true. Like we're talking about drifting, and I think we'll probably hit it on the next podcast, but I really love that language is that it never is all of a sudden. It's never loud. It's never like, oh, boom, we know this is not working. No, it's subtle. It's the repeated moments of unclear work and unnamed worry. And usually it's like, oh, we've drifted. And that drifting leads to disconnection.
Right.
And that disconnection leads to mistrust, right? It's just
And poor performance.
Yeah,
I love how did we get here? It's kind of like a marriage. I mean, I would say a marriage is like the ultimate team, a partnership, if you will.
Yep.
Where like you and I being married to each
right.
other.
That's right.
crossing
In
the
this
threshold,
business.
coaching and consulting. I mean, that's been
right.
real.
That's right.
But yeah, like how did we get here? Which I think, to our credit, I guess I'm tooting our own horn. We have been really good at servicing the worry.
Yeah.
The workload,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Let's get after it. But
Yeah.
here's the worry. Here's my worry. Oh, really? I didn't know you were thinking about that.
Let's lean in a little bit more
Well,
because
here's a buzzword though. Hit this buzzword.
All right, go for it.
We can't move on. Psychological safety.
ooh,
Big buzzword.
it is.
Important, not important. Can you give us some clarity around
I
it?
think that psychological safety is key to a working relationship. Like if I don't feel safe with you, it's going to be very difficult for me to perform, right? Because instead of actually doing the work, I'm actually managing I'm managing our emotions. So I'll put it this way. It is, you have a manager or a leader who doesn't realize, hey, I'm just making all these decisions. Nobody's saying anything. And I wonder if behind it, they're afraid. Right. So you can't lead people that you're afraid of, and you can't lead often in systems where you're afraid. Right. So psychological safety is saying anytime there's times for review or evaluation, if I'm now sweating, I'm getting anxiety attacks, I'm having all these panic attacks, it's like something is going on in this organization that we really haven't given credit to, and people aren't psychologically safe. And so what it's going to do is it's going to actually stop our momentum. It's going to stop actually the mission, because it's unnamed worry that now it's kind of been so big, if that makes sense.
I think that is such a great litmus test for, do you have psychological safety? Mm-hmm. What is the degree of anxiety or fear, worry, whatever, going into a performance eval?
Yeah.
Are you like, is this going to be a surprise? I have no idea. Or have you been naming this stuff all along?
Really good.
And it's more going to be like a recap and just
really
a designated time to talk about it. I'm someone who, when someone says psychological safety, I'm like, man, that's kind of, oh, okay, like,
I can see that.
Right. But I see the value in it. One, just as like, we care for real people.
That's it.
Period.
That's it.
And if you want to move the mission forward and you want to be efficient and effective as possible and get to the best decisions possible and make sure that everyone feels committed on the team because they feel free to actually voice their opinion, it's like psychological safety isn't like, oh, I'm afraid someone's going to hurt me, or I mean, it could be, which is a real extreme example.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's subtle. Like you said, it's like, well, I think, people might think differently of me if I voice this. I think people might think I'm weak if I voice this. I think people might think I'm incompetent if I ask for help. I think if I disagree with that person, they're going to hold it against me. And then there's going to be politicking in the office where how people are talking about you in a different room is different than how they talk to your face. It's like, so what do you do? Well, you put distance between you, but how can you share responsibility if you're at a distance?
So you pulled on this thread, but I keep thinking about it where, again, maybe for some people, it feels like this is zoomed out. Like, I'm not leading an organization, that's blah, blah, blah. But as you think about just, again, interpersonal relationships, I just think about something as simple as my daughters. If they're afraid to talk to me about the hard stuff, because they know, in the past, dad's going to react this way, or dad's going to, what that is it's a breakdown of psychological safety. Same deal with my wife. It's like, if we can't have harder conversations because she knows, James is going to lose it, or, I feel like this is going to happen, because I know that at the end of this conversation, at the end of the day, like, we're still going to be together. Like, that's the key of psychological safety. You and I have navigated some of that. At the end of this conversation, the goal is not to cut you down. The goal is not to make you feel bad. The goal is not that I be vindicated. The goal is that we can actually have a healthier working relationship.
Yeah, we can grow together. Yeah. I'm happy you said that. I was thinking about that when we were doing some of the prep, that, even if you're not leading a team, you still have relationships. And if you're doing all your work on an island, we need to address that.
Let's upgrade you.
You need an upgrade. We need to start getting some confidants, some thought partners. It doesn't have to be anything formal. But this totally, everything we're saying applies to relationships. When we take people through some of these assessments and coaching, it's like, when we talk about work, we typically focus in on the mission-driven business, on the organization, and absolutely. But work gets done if you're volunteering somewhere, if you're in a romantic relationship, a marriage, if you're leading a family, planning a vacation with friends, whatever it is, it's like, workload, worry, where are we at?
Let's do it. So cool. Let's lean in a little bit, because we've been kind of circling this, but I want to kind of lean in a little bit more in terms of what breaks down the teams. And so we've shared, unclear work and unnamed worry. So let me just give some context to it. What is the breakdown? Number one is unclear work. Unclear work. Nobody knows who owns what. right? Nobody knows what success looks like or what matters most. And so this is important because what we often see are the symptoms, but behind the symptom is, I really don't have a clue of what I'm doing here. I don't know. It's not clear.
I thought you were.
Well,
I didn't know.
But I was doing this, right?
Like,
I'm the only one. He don't really care about me.
It's like,
she don't really, yeah.
It's like, oh, well, they're an idiot. or what am I? Oh, or they're going to think I'm dumb. You know,
That's it, man. So here's some of the symptoms we're recognizing. It's drop balls. It's like, whoa, I thought you were going to get that done and it didn't happen. Too many meetings, right? So we again, to try to solve a work problem, we add more work and not realizing, no, we got to deal with something beneath the surface. People waiting for permission. That's often, you can be in a culture that says, oh, we're all about yes, and we're all about going forward.
Innovate, take risks.
Yeah. But if people aren't, you have to pull back the layer and say, oh, why are they waiting for my permission? Leader is the bottleneck often. The leader is the bottleneck. It's that we can't make decisions because we know at some point you're going to have this brilliant idea, and then we now have to adjust to that brilliant idea instead of what we already said we were going to be committed to. Right. So
the one, just thinking about some of those symptoms, the one symptom that always gets me, and I know it's like, I'm like, oh, I didn't lead well, is when people do duplicate work.
Yeesh. Yep.
I'm like, you're saying we both did the same work, and not to like get to good work, but I'm like,
right.
We both wasted 2 hours.
2 hours.
Like, I did that. You did that. Dude, that.
We're both being paid.
That's like my button.
And we
That's
both are doing the same work. Why?
Like, so, you make $70 an hour. So now that project cost us $300 for those two.
That's it.
Anyway.
Yeah, no. So some of this stuff that we got to pay attention to is maybe a simple way of doing is if you went around the room and wrote down your responsibilities, you might be surprised at how different they actually.
No, we know. We know.
We don't.
I love sitting with the team and doing that because everyone's like, no, we know. And then, what'd you write on yours? Wait a second. I thought I did that. Oh, you're the one who does that? Even gratitude could surface in that space.
Yeah.
Not just like confusion.
No, that's really good, man, because we just assume, right? We assume, and a lot of leaders, we assume that the work is clear. Here, the danger is that, oh, I'm an effective communicator. I've stood on this stage and I've done this and I've said this. And so I just assume that when I'm in a room with the team, that they know exactly what's going on, that the work is clear because it's clear in my head. It's on my to-do list. It's not on yours.
You ever walk out of a room and be like, well, I don't like, man, everyone's inspired and no one knows what they're supposed to do.
Absolutely. We had, I hate to admit, I've had tons of meetings like that where I leave like, oh, this is so awesome. A week later, we didn't do anything.
Yeah, what are we supposed
to be doing?
No, I love it.
And so I think the breakdown, right, is this unclear work, but what also spills out of that, and probably what we're hitting on, is unnamed worry. Right? This is so important for teams to really look at. It's the unnamed worry. So the reality is, if we were all just machines, then everything we read about in our leadership textbooks, everything we hear on podcasts would work just like that. It would work. Like everything we're even telling y'all, just do it.
Implement.
Right? But the reality is, we're not robots. We're not machines. We're people. We're human beings. And we are complex.
Yeah, you hear that, AI? We're people.
Stop taking that. I mean, and now that's a whole nother conversation. AI is, that's different. But
a helpful tool.
It is a helpful tool.
Okay.
And so, and that's a whole nother conversation. When we start treating people like tools and not like people, we miss things. Because the reality is, people carry real fears.
Yeah.
People carry uncertainty. People carry disagreement. People carry frustration. And oftentimes it never gets named. This is really, and you asked me this earlier, but what we see here is that this is the hallway conversation starts actually surfacing things that the meeting was designed to hold and surface. And what happens is you've got these side conversations. Right? They don't really care about us, or I don't think about this, or it's the passive aggressive comments.
Under the breath.
Oh, yeah. What you just say?
To the person next to you.
Yeah. And, oh, dude, I talk about hot buttons. You're leading a meeting, and you got a group, and somebody's got this little inside joke thing going, and nobody else knows what's going on. Like, wait, so so what I often would say is, hey, I want to join in. Like, tell me what's going on.
I like laughing.
Yeah, I like laughing. But it's the passive aggressive comments.
Oh man. Maybe that's passive aggressive.
Maybe it is. I think it is, right?
Example, y'all. Bad example.
Some of it also, the symptom is emotional withdrawal, right? We saw this so many years, right? It's the quiet quitting.
Yeah.
So you leaders pay attention to this, that not everybody's going to respond to pressure the same way. Some leaders will be a little bit more vocal about it. Other leaders on your team will actually just withdraw. So that person who used to be contributing a lot, now all of a sudden they're not. You need to pay attention to say, what's going on? Again, in a personal relationship, we used to spend time on the phone talking all the time, right? And hours and hours and hours. And then all of a sudden, man, we haven't talked in a little bit.
People often will opt out
Yeah.
rather than engage in the conflict, especially if the environment or the sort of culture that's been set isn't lending itself to having those discussions.
Absolutely.
It's like,
Absolutely.
man, so-and-so never calls me anymore. It's like, well, actually, you... There were all these things that weren't surfaced that they didn't feel comfortable to surface, so it's easier for them just to walk away.
I'm just going to walk away.
Yeah.
Because I want to protect you. You hear people say, I just was trying to protect you.
Yeah.
Actually, I was protecting myself.
Right.
But I was trying to protect you. So other things that show up, right? It's over controlling. Now, because I've got this worry, I've got to do damage control. I've got to make sure that everybody's on the same page. So I'm now forcing people to say, oh, are we on the same page? Are we on it? No, but we're going to move forward anyway, right? I think the other one that is so easy to do, somewhat of the passive aggressiveness, I'm guilty of this. It is when you kind of do a pulse check of the room and everybody said, yeah, I'm fine.
You're dishonest.
Ooh,
It's actually dishonest, but you need that psychological
Yeah.
safety. And if there isn't a culture
Yeah.
of naming, wow.
Yeah. So what does not get named in the room usually leaks outside the room. And so when you're leading an organization, in our cases, leading organizations that are nonprofit organizations, and those organizations have ripples. So you're not just dealing with the staff, but you're dealing with the staff that actually has impact on other people. And so what happens is, because there's things that go unnamed in the room, we've been sitting in our ivory tower having so many conversations, but not the right conversation. Now everybody else has been like, oh, well, I thought it was, and I thought we were doing, and then we go back and you're like, wait, we're not on the same page. Wait, where'd you hear about this tension? Nobody told me, right? So yeah, we could have a whole episode about that, man. But a lot of leaders bring their plan, but not their pressure. And so they bring updates without concern. And so what you want to think through is that they can tell people what to do, but also not tell the truth. To your point, we've got to figure out how to be honest in these meetings.
I'm thinking about the ROI, return on investment for clear work and named worry, or the implications and impact for turnover.
Yeah.
People can't stand ambiguity.
Yeah.
And one of the tried and true ways research says to drive engagement is that they know they're winning.
Yeah.
They know that their work is having an impact. And so if the work is unclear, you're going to have ambiguity, which people typically opt out of, and they're not going to know that they're winning, so they're not going to be engaged. If you're an unnamed worry, people are going to be anonymous, and that stuff is going to bubble up. And again, the quiet quitting or the just, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to find another job where I don't have to deal with all this pressure, all this stuff that I can't name. I don't feel safe here. And if that safe language doesn't resonate with you, it's like, I don't feel like I could be real here.
I don't feel like I can be real. I don't feel like I'm adding value. What's the purpose? Like, why am I here? Like,
Right.
That's a lot, man. That's good.
That teamwork is so important. It's
critical, dude.
We think about turnover as like, oh, we didn't pay them enough, or we didn't have the right benefits, or we need a ping pong table in the staff room. I'm like, sure,
That's
I like
nice.
ping pong. However, you make the work clear and you let the worries be named. You're gonna have people running further faster.
Absolutely.
All right, we want to get really practical next episode and get into some of the solutions.
Absolutely.
Before we go there, we want to finish off today thinking about what are some of the common traps that teams get stuck in, or a different way to say that is, what are some of the wrong fixes or the wrong ways of thinking about how do I overcome unclear work and this unnamed worry? So the first one, and this might be even the most popular one, we just need to communicate more. Okay. Communication, important. Yeah, keep repeating. I think that's important. But a better way to think about that would be, we don't need to just communicate more. We need to communicate what matters.
Yeah.
Expectations, decisions,
what truly
timelines, tension, ownership. What's the worry?
Yep.
So that's one. We just need to communicate more. No, we need to communicate what matters.
Dude, and I know we're run out of time, but I just think about one of the quick fixes that we've been able to even help leaders do is just thinking through your staff meeting.
Yeah.
Like, what does your weekly staff meeting look like? I'll just leave it there, but that can change so much. Just everything.
I wrote a note and said we got to do a whole podcast on meetings.
Okay, all right.
2, we just need to trust each other. Okay, true. However, the shift is, here's what's better. Understanding that trust is built through these small, consistent, repeated moments of truth, the follow through, the repair, the actual shared responsibility. So, we just need to trust each other. I don't know anyone who has trusted someone more because someone said, we just need to trust each other, as opposed to, hey, let's put the work in these small, repeated actions.
Yeah, give me a reason to trust you.
Give me a reason. And then last one we'll lift up, and there's plenty more. Okay, well, we need to collaborate on everything. And you got some of your leaders trying to carry responsibility and giving away responsibility. I have felt this before, like, well, can we just do it together? And I'm like, well, it depends. But that's your job. I heard, do you know the name of the guy who wrote The Coaching Habit?
Is it Michael something?
Yeah. Well, anyway, Coaching Habit, amazing book.
Yeah.
He was on the podcast with Carrie Newhoff. And he said one of his core tenets as a leader is that he's lazy. I'm like, I started listening. Lazy, lazy, leader. He says he doesn't let like his direct reports put their work back on him. Like, I won't do your work for you because that doesn't ultimately serve you, nor does it serve the mission. And so, we need to collaborate on everything. No, here's what's better. Understanding collaboration is good, but not everything needs collaboration. Some things need clarity or honesty. Some things need defined ownership. Some things need some shared wisdom in the room, and too much collaboration, it creates drag. It just creates drag.
Yeah.
So let's round this out. Back to this, land the plane here. Back to the leadership definition. Again, this is a working definition, and we just want to make it short, concise. A team definition. A team is a group of people not just working together.
Yeah.
They do need to be working together.
Yep.
But sharing actual responsibility for the mission. Yep. Or maybe another way to say it would be this. Teamwork is honest alignment around meaningful work. And again, I think that honest is so important.
Key. It's key, man. Well, let's kind of land the plane here, man. What's the crossing the threshold for this week? So here it is. Number 1 is, what work am I carrying that needs to be clarified? Just want you to take a few minutes. Remember, we're saying you don't have to solve it all, but you do want to take the very next step. And so here it is. Question number 1 is, what work am I carrying that needs to be clarified? And number 2, here's another question is, what worry am I carrying that needs to be named? Very simple. What work needs to be clarified? What worry needs to be named?
Yeah, and if you have a team, you could ask them those questions.
Very easy.
I mean, it's so good.
And the reality is, as we kind of end this off, you may not be lacking a team. You may just be lacking shared language for the weight you're carrying.
That's good. And I would say teamwork begins when the work and the worry is no longer carried alone.
It's good. It's good.
So we want to invite you we have a resource we think you'll love if this podcast added value to you. It's called Threshold Thoughts. It's a bi-monthly email, quick leadership win in under 2 minutes. We have gotten some great feedback around it, and it is just our way of adding some value for fun and for free. If that interests you, if you want every other week to get a quick leadership win in your inbox, just email us at hello@cttleadership.com. You could literally just email us, email list, threshold thoughts, whatever, or say hi and tell us how this episode spoke to you. But we'd love to get that to you. Next episode, we're getting practical, and we are going to unpack a time-tested team reset. All right. Until next time.
Till next time. See y'all. Thanks for watching Crossing the Threshold with James Wilson Jr. and JC Fowler. If this helped you take a step forward, like, subscribe, and share it with another mission-driven leader navigating their own threshold moment. Until next time, keep moving forward with courage